he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the Habitual Line-Steppers Podcast, y'all. I am Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
I'm Terry Carter Chase II.
Hey, I like how we threw it back to the Super 60s with your little slide out there. And you're one of the extra guys in the Supreme.
Yeah, buddy. I had to do it for the temptations.
Well, Terry, I've been cursed with temptation throughout this whole NBA season. Tempted to put Trae Young as first team All-NBA. Tempted to put Onyeka Okongwu as Defensive Player of the Year. Tempted to put Bogdanovich as Most Improved. But I had to get real with myself and make some actual selections. So with no further ado, with the NBA season drawing to a close, Terry, we're going to give the Habitual Line-Steppers NBA awards. Let's start with MVP. Terry, give me 5-1.
All right. Well, 5, Tatum. Celtics fucking balled out the whole second half of the season. Like, Tatum. It was absolutely insane. Like,
Tatum,
baby. Jason Tatum.
Are we sure?
Scott's Tatum, bro.
Okay.
Tatum was a beast, bro. Like, here's my thing. Here's my case against Booker for 5. Chris Paul was the best player at the beginning, and that's all I'll say about that. That's it. He's the leader of the team. He's the conductor of the whole train. Like, that's it. But it is what it is. Tatum 5. Doncic, also Celtics probably had a top 3 record for the second half of the season. They were absolutely insane. And Jaylen Brown wasn't doing much for me. It was mostly Tatum, I would say. He was averaging, I think, at least like 30 or close to 30 for the second half of the season. So I got to give it to him. 4th for me is Luka. Luka balled out. Disregarding the first 2 to 3 weeks of the season when he came in a little fat. You know what I'm saying? He that's what he does, though. He always does that shit.
Over the summer, he spent his time drinking wine and eating pierogies. Or what did they eat in Slovenia, Terry? What was he eating on that he gained this much weight? Just straight raw potatoes, just stuffing them in, turning hash browns within his mouth.
I don't know what they eat over there. Probably turnips. They probably just eat turnips.
He's a parsnip porridge.
Yeah. Oh, man. But, yeah, Doncic is my 4, man. He balled out. I mean, even when they traded Porzingis, me and you both, and probably a lot of people, they were like, what the hell is going down there in Dallas? But little did we know, I guess he needed it because he played even better when Porzingis was gone. So I had Doncic at the 4. For me, 3, and I know you're going to be pissed at me. But
what are you doing here? You're not slick.
I got to do what's right in my heart. Nikola Jokic had a fantastic season, but he's number 3 for me, man. He's number 3 for me. You know what I'm saying? He first dude with a 2,000 point, 1,000 rebound, 500 assist season. Congratulations. PER through the roof.
Broke the PER record. Good
shit. Somebody breaks it every year, it looks like, the way basketball is going. So that means absolutely nothing to me. I don't know, man. Like when I look at the 3 guys, when I look at Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid, and I know what the numbers say for Jokic. Defensively, he has like all the metrics, all the advanced stats, love him. But I don't know, man. Giannis and Embiid are better defenders than Jokic, and no one can tell me otherwise. I don't give a fucking flying shit what anybody has to say, bro.
Giannis and Embiid, because you have 2 eyeballs in your head, you know more than Raptor 538 and all the other metrics put together. 2 eyeballs outweigh all the other advanced stats, Terry.
Whatever you want to say. Ask Embiid how good Giannis is at defense, and ask Giannis how good Embiid is at defense. All right. They know, like, those are great defenders. Jokic is a solid defender, and you got to nitpick when you're going towards the top. Like, this is a great season. It went back and forth between Embiid and Jokic, and then Giannis came out of nowhere. But if I'm nitpicking, Embiid's got the scoring title. Their rebounds are almost the same. I mean, Jokic got him in assists, but it's not like Embiid's a horrible passer. And Giannis, again, scoring 30 points. So that's both of them score more than Jokic. And you got to get buckets to win the game. Defense wins championships as well. But it's buckets, baby. You got to score. With that being said, Jokic at 3, Giannis at 2. He had a fantastic, end of the season, bro. Like, just ran through everybody. And I swear to you,
everyone but Luka.
Yeah, if he would have beat Luka in that game in Dallas on a Sunday, I would have given it to Giannis, bro. I would have given Giannis the MVP, man, because like the record against dudes that are like MVP candidate guys, and he was going head to head and killing them, I would have gave it to him. But Doncic, he took his money, he stole his lunch, he ate it, spat it out. I mean, it is total disrespect. Every switch, Giannis was on Doncic. I was like, oh, this is strap time, baby. Let's go, put it on. Doncic went right by him like it was nothing. I was like, you can't stop this slow ass son of a bitch. Nobody can. He's a monster. Giannis is my number 2, and Embiid's the number 1. Ben Simmons is getting an epidural in his back from sitting on the bench and watching basketball games. This guy is the biggest baby that I know. He's faking shit so he doesn't get super fined for his contract. I don't care what anybody says, and I do not care if it's insensitive. I think he just, I don't know. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but this guy's a coward, bro. He fucked up Embiid's season. They could have had a fucking historic season. I'm just telling you, bro. Like, this guy goes to New Jersey, goes to Brooklyn, and still not playing games. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Just get on the court and help your boy out. But anyways, the fact that Embiid had to go through all these distractions throughout the season, they traded away his depth in Steph Curry and Drummond as the backup. Tobias Harris has given him nothing pretty much all season. And then you get James Harden in the trade, and you're like, oh, yeah, the new Kobe and Shaq, what a lot of dumbasses were saying. But Harden looks worse than what he was when he was in Brooklyn, and he didn't even care. So I'm just like, hey, man, this dude has gone through so much. And it's all about the narrative, maybe, for the MVP.
Well, Terry, you just touched on it right there. All right, I really have no big issues with your list, but I have a couple of small issues because the 5 names that we have are the same. We have Tatum and Luka as 5 and 4, and that's when things go haywire. But when you talked about narratives, I want us to talk about the narratives behind each one of these 3 guys and their MVP case, because at the end of the day, it always does come down to narrative. For Giannis, his narrative is that he's the best two-way guy.
Yeah.
He's in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. He may win it. He is also top 5 in scoring, top 5 in rebounding. His team tied for the second best record in the East, and he's coming off a Finals MVP. So he has the public's respect now in a way that he didn't have before.
And he should.
Yeah, and he made big plays and big moments that stick out in our memory on both sides of the floor, whether it's blocking Embiid at the rim to win that game, or it's that throw-ahead Euro step slam against the Nets to seal the game there.
Yeah.
So I think that's Giannis's case, that he's a winning player on both ends, and that without him, the Bucks, I mean, no one else has had a better season than last year on the Bucks besides Giannis. Everyone else has played worse than they did.
That's true.
Besides Giannis.
Yeah. So
I'll give him that case. He's got the two-way player narrative. Embiid, he's got the scoring title narrative. The Ben Simmons left me with a pile of coal in my stocking narrative. Becoming the first center since Shaq to lead the NBA in scoring since 1999. He did it, led them to a 1 seed in the Eastern Conference until they made that fateful trade for James Harden. And now, even with James Harden and the chemistry issues in tow, he's dragged them all the way up to number 4 in the Eastern Conference, even though they're tied in record. But that's what happens when you lose head-to-head with Giannis. You lose those tiebreakers, man.
Yeah.
Blocked at the rim. And it's just going to be hard for me, I think, this season. As much as I love Embiid, to give it to him over this last guy, Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
And when you talk about narrative, you talk about people not showing up, you talk about a bunch of guys that could be in the who he play for game that Charles Barkley runs. You're talking about the Denver Nuggets roster and the type of guys that Jokic has dragged to 3 wins less than Embiid in the Western Conference. His advanced stats out the water, the total points added, Raptor War, blows everybody out. Looks like he's in a different solar system. He's better on defense. He's one of the most dominant offensive players we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's playing with a bunch of nobodies. I got to give it. Jokic.
Yeah. His supporting cast is probably the worst of everyone's. Of everyone's team that's an MVP candidate, his supporting cast is probably the worst. I mean, the Sixers one is bad, but at least they have names that we know.
They have guys that you've heard of.
Yeah. But
be honest, did you know who Zeke Naji was 2 months ago?
Nah, I mean, I didn't even know who Bones Highland was until he started balling.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. The team's good, man. With Jokic. Jokic is the guy. And like you said, we were talking about this before. If you switch Embiid and Jokic, I think the Sixers are still almost just as good, and I don't think the Nuggets are a playoff team. I maybe a play-in, but I think the Sixers are still okay because Jokic is that.
Change your mind on this. I'm glad to hear that you've come around now that you had some time to sleep on it, Terry.
I mean, I still thought the Sixers would be worse, but Jokic, it just seems like Jokic is better at.
They'd still be like a top 5 team in the East with Jokic.
Yeah, possibly. I mean,
versus
Jokic is way better at actually. You know how they say like LeBron makes his teammates better. Like sometimes it's like, I mean, he does, but they just wide open. You know, like Jokic actually gets you easy buckets, and you're not really open. Like I've seen him get double teamed. I've seen him not get double teamed. He still somehow finds the pass, and I'm just like, this guy, he's a wizard.
So Terry, now let's hit the transition game like Giannis and head over to the Most Improved Player Award. We're only going to give 3 nominees for this one, not 5. The ballot is not that deep. So why don't you give me 3-1 then?
3-1 for the MIP?
Most Improved.
All right. Well, MIP, I think there was a.
You need a minute to gather yourself, man? Are you ready to go?
Nah, I had to scroll after I sat. I had to look at my shit real quick.
The light is on, bro. We're rolling.
The bright lights?
Yeah.
I look like a zombie. I'm just like, MIP. But yeah.
You look like a creative player in FIFA. Go ahead.
MIP, it was a good choice, man. You know, I think mine might be different than yours. My number 3 is actually Tyler Hero. Ooh. Tyler Hero is my number 3. Now, case for Tyler Hero. Sophomore slump was huge for him last year, bro. He had high expectations, especially coming off that bubble season where he played really well in the playoffs for the Miami Heat. He was a big contributing factor to them even making it to the finals, upsetting the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Going to the finals, dog. And then coming in flat.
And let's not forget getting a song made about him by Jack Harlow. That was the number 1 song. Tyler Hero on everyone's minds heading into last season.
True. No, yeah, that was a big song. I actually love that song. But yeah, his sophomore season was absolutely horrible. But coming in this year, everybody thought he was going to flop again. They were like, you know what? He played bad pretty much the whole season. So I guess he's not as good as we thought. Third season, he actually comes off the bench, and he is probably a top candidate for 6th man of the year. Coming in scoring 20 points a game. I think he was, second in the Summer League for points? Did he play Summer League this year or no? Yeah. And then, Tyler, he was a beast this year, man. He was a big factor for them getting the number 1 seed as well. I feel like Jimmy Butler is the leader, and Bam Adebayo, I think, probably is the best player for the Heat. But they kind of go when he's really clicking. Like, every game he's clicking and scoring, it seems to me that they win big. So I got Tyler Hero 3rd. I got to give him a lot of credit. I don't know. I mean, I feel like some people have him on the ballot. I don't know. Who knows? But he's on my shit.
That's a good pick, man. And I definitely agree with what you said about he goes as the Heat offense goes.
Yeah.
He's their leading scorer on the team, even though it's off the bench. He's their leading clutch scorer. Every time they need a clutch basket or an end of the shot clock basket, the ball finds its way into Tyler Hero's hands. And this season, he's been making those shots with pretty good efficiency. Is he taking the best shots in the world?
No, of course not.
As usual. But he's a bad shot maker and a bad shot taker.
Yeah.
And he's been really efficient this year. Without them and his scoring, they have no chance.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, they needed every single point that he scored this year, bro. Like, even when they were going through their struggles, he seemed to not really slump when the team had that little fight like Butler and Haslam did their whole thing.
Yeah,
he didn't give a fuck.
Listen, man, I wasn't gonna fight anybody anyway, so it doesn't really affect me.
Bro was completely unbothered. You know,
but looking at you, Giannis and Jimmy, like, yeah, I'm allergic to seafood. Like, I can't even eat this first course. I'm gonna just sit this one out, guys.
Yeah. All right. So my number 2 and number 1, it might surprise you, but I mean, there's a lot of people that you can put in this list. But for me, my number 2 is Jordan Poole, man. Jordan Poole is an absolute monster this season, dude. And I mean, we said his name in the beginning of the season, but I didn't think he was going to actually play like super well. Steph was, of course, like the MVP for the Warriors, but when he went down, I mean, Poole stepped up. The Warriors, of course, production went down, but still, the way he was scoring, the clip at where he was scoring with the rate, like, dude was a beast. What was his averages? He got about 18?
Yeah,
17?
he got 18 with a 60% true shooting percentage, which is startling efficiency for like 6-man type of guy / secondary score.
Yeah, now Poole's an absolute beast. I mean, just eye test alone when you watch the Warriors, sometimes you look at the court and you're like, is that that's Jordan Poole? What the hell? This dude.
The thing is, he's got the greenest of lights like Steph.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Poole, just like Steph, will airball 3 and then splash the next one like it's nothing. Yeah. Like,
no.
He really I respect himself as the third splash brother. And he's proven it this season.
He's been really good, especially with Klay Thompson being out for pretty much majority of the season. Like, Poole stepped up in a big way. He
has more 40-point games this season than James Harden did.
That's absolutely insane. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Harden's bummed out, dog, but we'll talk about that later. But I think that's a great pick, man. And that, to be honest, he's not even a guy I had on my list, and that's a major oversight by me because
I mean, it's a lot of guys.
Him and one of my guys, they're neck and neck with the scoring averages, but Jordan Poole definitely assumed second best player on the team status.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And then with Draymond out and them needing that type of scoring, I think that's a really good pick.
But and considering he scored 12 points a game last year, and this year he got 18, so I mean, it's a big leap. And he's
not just that though; it's the efficiency. Like, he scored 12 points a game last year, taking like a lot of shots, and this year he's not taking he's taking the same amount of shots, but scoring 18 points a game. Like,
no, that's true. I mean, but then if you also look at it though, like, we probably should have expected this because the per 36, I don't like looking at it. But his per 36 last year literally was the same as this year. Straight up.
Yeah. Like, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Nah. I ain't gonna do too much.
The per 36 is the same, but the efficiency isn't. All the true shooting, all that type of stuff. He's
he's a fantastic scorer. I gotta give it to him. But number 1, and it's hard, bro, but I'm leaving out some good names. It's gotta be one man and one man only. That man Ja for me, and special consideration, Darius Garland and Desmond Bane, you guys have fantastic seasons, but Ja Morant was an MVP candidate and damn near MVP favorite when he was healthy, bro. And we didn't even think about him being on an all-NBA team last year. He wasn't even on an all-star team last year. I mean, this dude has improved leaps and bounds. Memphis is a 2 seed, right? If we're not mistaken, in the West. I mean, even though his team played really well without him, but it all starts at the head, man. That guy, he came in different this season. He came in with a determination that was unmatched by anyone else that I've seen. So, Ja was my guy, and he's my MIP, most improved right there.
Terry, I agree with you at the top. Ja is my MIP as well. Everything that you said is true. There's a really old expression in NBA circles, and it's 4 quarters don't make a dollar, meaning that whenever you trade, usually the team that gets the best player in the trade wins. The hardest thing to get in the NBA is a legitimate superstar player, and having 4 solid players do not equal to the benefit and impact that one guy who's a supernova can have.
Yep.
And this year, Ja Morant went from being 3 25-cent pieces to being a whole dollar. That changes everything for the Memphis Grizzlies. So he had the most meaningful leap Even if statistically he didn't have the biggest jump in points, whatever.
Yeah.
The change in him and how the league sees him had the biggest impact on his team. And for me, that's why he's got to be number one.
Yep. You want to go ahead and give him your 2 and 3, and then we can move on?
Yeah, man. I absolutely will. We differed on 2 and 3. I didn't have either one of your guys on my short ballot. One of the guys who I did have making it, though, is in a similar trajectory to Ja, but a little bit more tempered down. Probably not going to hit the bright lights. Dejounte Murray was my number 2 on my ballot.
Fantastic season.
Taking the leap to actually become an all-star. He's 4th in the league in assists per game. He had one of the best assist to turnover ratios of any guard. He averaged 21 points, and he led the league in steals and deflections. So a two-way guy who like really turned into an actual star player for them. Another big jump there. And he turns into like a permanent building block for the Spurs.
No, yeah. He had a fantastic season. I mean, he was almost a 20-10 guy, and that's rare numbers, 20 and 10 that's rare air. Only great players get those type of numbers. So, hand down.
Especially when you're one of the 10 best defensive guards in the league.
Yeah.
Probably one of the 5.
Probably, yeah. So that's number 2 or your number 3.
2. And Terry, I'm a defense first guy. So in these type of discussions, I'm always gonna, if it's close, go on the side of the guy who can play some D2. And that's why I had to go with Desmond Bane over Jordan Poole. He's 2nd in the league in 3-point percentage, Terry, behind Luke Kennard. The Grizzlies went 20-5 without Ja Morant, and a lot of that was because of Desmond Bane. He worked on his distribution all summer league, and he wound up scoring 19 points a game this year, establishing himself as a second banana as part of a big 3 for a championship contending team.
Yeah.
Top 30 in win shares, terrific defender. He's improved really all facets of his game between last season and this season. There's nothing that he didn't get better at, whether it was putting the ball on the floor, passing. He even increased his shooting, even though he's shooting over 40%, finishing at the hoop, individual defense, team defense, you name it. He became better. That's why, even though Jordan Poole had a better leap in scoring, I decided to go with Bane there for that 3rd spot.
I got you. And I got to respect Desmond Bane. And honestly, I would say of almost everyone on like the short list of pretty much all the guys, between Desmond Bane and probably Miles Bridges, it's like the biggest surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like Desmond Bane's almost scoring 20 a game. There's no one in the world that would have predicted that besides him and his fucking parents. That's it.
Hey, do I need to play the audio back?
I mean, bro, you ain't say he was going to score 20, yo. 20 a game? I'm just talking points. He almost scored 20 points a game for Memphis, who has John, Jaren Jackson, and Brooks, who shoots too much.
Listen, man, I said on wax, I don't think 18 points a game is unreasonable. He ended up with 19. All right? You better add him to the list with his parents is all I'm saying.
All right, I hear you. 18.2. Don't hype him up.
Another thing about Desmond Bane, and one of the reasons I love him for people who don't know this, the only active NBA player who has a negative wingspan, whose arms, their wingspan is shorter than their height.
That's just like you.
I gotta rock with my guy, Terry.
Just like you. What are you, 5'10" with like a 5'7" wingspan or something like that?
5'6", but who's counting?
All right, man. Well, you're most not improved. Your wingspan is just absolutely horrible. That's an interesting stat. Desmond Bane. Most to look like Helen Keller or Stump. Actually, no, that's an inside joke. Anyway, so
wait a minute. Shout out to the Pat McAfee show.
What do you say?
Helen Keller would have been an amazing receiver in the NFL. She was working with Braille all day, so you know her hands were soft as fuck.
That's an idiotic fucking statement. But I love it, though. I love it.
Yeah, just don't come across the middle.
Oh, man.
They're playing defense out there, Terry. And with that, let us transition to our Defensive Player of the Year candidates. Our DPOY ballot let's go 3 deep on this one.
Ooh,
Terry,
go 3.
Let's do 3. You did you started with the first 2. You gave me your list. I'll go first with this one since I'm a defense first guy myself. All right,
go ahead.
I'll start at number 3. The Val man himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Earlier about him being possibly the best two-way player in the league, and that manifested itself this season. Terry, his opponent shot 7% worse on average while being guarded by Giannis, which was the biggest drop-off of any player in the league.
Wow.
He can guard all 5 positions, and he averaged 2.5 steals and blocks and 12 rebounds. Terry, as you know, defense is not over until you get the rebound. And
true.
Giannis does it both denying the first attempt and then snagging the miss. So
that's true.
I had to put him number 3. Also, he plays like as a rim protector and a perimeter stopper for the Bucks, because since Brook Lopez got hurt, Bobby Portis is not blocking those shots at the rim. And so they gotta ask Giannis to do everything. Like, stop this dude from driving, chase down, block the shot, protect the rim, make the outlet pass, go in transition, catch the outlet.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's why
we had the conversation earlier about Giannis and Embiid being better defenders than Jokic. But I'll have to tell you this. Giannis, I respect his defense, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and respect just the rim protection, because I've seen him get tossed and sauced on the perimeter like a little child. KD crosses him up easy.
It's like the Rudy Gobert thing. When it happens bad, it looks bad. It looks really bad.
It's crazy.
The average plays that you don't see where he's just like late to close out, but his length affects the shot. You know what I mean? Yeah. That shows up much more often than him getting spun in circles.
I don't know. He's a good defender, but I don't know. He's just one of those defensive player of the years where I'm just like, I just can't get over that 1 steal, 1 block shit. And they gave him the fucking defensive player of the year. I felt like that was just lazy from the voters, bro. I don't know.
Now he's got 2.5 stocks and 12 boards to go with it.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic, but
still not my number 1 or my number 2 candidate.
Yeah. So that's 3. Who's 2 for you?
2 for me. I think this one is going to blow your mind. I don't think you're ready for this one.
All right, go for it.
Bam Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat.
No, that's respect. He's a great defender.
He's tremendous. He probably, to be honest, would have won this award if he had kept playing more games.
Yeah.
He missed a fair chunk of the season. But when he did play, he was absolutely fantastic, leading the Miami Heat to a top 3 defense. What he was really impressive on was on switches. When he gets out there to blitz the pick and roll and then has to switch out into a guard. He averaged he allowed just 0.9 points per chance after those switches, which was top 10 of 181 players to switch 200 times.
Jesus. Yeah, he's a beast.
As a center.
He's a beast. He's a beast. But keep in mind, he is only 6'9", though. So he's a little bit more agile than people think.
Yeah, but, he plays as a center. And to your point about his agility, Terry, good luck scoring on him as an isolation player, because he gave up just 0.74 points per chance in isolation, which also was top 10 in the NBA.
We'll take it.
So you can't beat him on a switch, can't beat him straight up. Excellent team defender. Bam Adebayo. My number.
Yeah, only thing that stopped him was playing 56 games, man. That's it. I think he was on his way. He was up there. But 56 games is just not enough to win the award.
It's not.
Who's your number 1?
Terry, you're not going to see this coming. I just said that Bam Adebayo missed too many games. This guy played 4 or 5 games more than Bam.
Are you going to do it? Don't do it.
I'm going with the Time Lord, Robert Williams.
Ooh.
Player of the Year.
I saw that coming. I didn't think number 1, though, but he's on my list. Damn. All right. Yeah, he was a beast.
He is number 1 in the whole NBA in defensive rating. He was 5th in defensive win shares. He was 3rd in block percentage. Boston had the best defense in the league, and he played 60 games.
Yeah.
Also, top 10 on switches. Top 3 in the league in blocks They had him playing in like a free safety rover role, kind of like LeBron played his final season in the Heat, where he just kind of got on the baseline and made plays. And Ime Udoka, credit to him, totally unleashed him in a way that he has not been unleashed under Brad Stevens. Credit to Time Lord, he cut down on the fouling so he could stay on the court and play more than 26 minutes a game.
Yeah.
When he was on the court, good luck fucking scoring on Boston. So even though I know it's not a big name, I know it's not a heralded selection, he's not a guy that's been on this ballot before, and he missed 22 games. I don't care. Robert Williams, the Time Lord, is the Defensive Player of the Year.
Nah, Time Lord's a beast, man. And I think people in these NBA circles, they probably know about him, though. We were just waiting for him to be healthy. And he pretty much was healthy for the majority of the season because we have seen this shit last year and the year before. Like, dude's a fantastic anticipating shot blocker. He just sprains his ankle every 2 weeks and he can't stay on the court. It's unfortunate. I mean, because he goes for blocks that like most people shouldn't go for. So like, I get why he gets hurt because he just goes for blocks with reckless abandon. So I get it. But number one, I don't disrespect it. I feel like there's no like clear cut person. So, you gave your case. And
this year for DPOY, I feel like it's very much a choose your flavor. Like, what do you like the most?
Yeah, no, you're right. Pretty much.
There's a lot of guards that, like, a guard didn't even make my list. And a guard can win this.
That's a surprise for me because I do have one guy that I think, I don't know if you underestimated him or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. So Robert Williams is on my list. He's my number 3. All right. Like you said, we just explained, he's an absolute beast. He did his thing. Boston was great this year when he was on the court. He was a big reason why they had like one of the top 3 records after the All-Star break. Him and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, a little bit of credit, but he was
Terry,
a beast.
did you know Jason Tatum led the NBA in defensive win shares?
No, he did?
Led the entire NBA, and it was by a margin. It was by a whole win share. Yeah, I didn't know that either until I looked it up. Because I was about to put Book in that final MVP slot for that fifth slot. And then I saw that, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a fucking monster on defense. I got to go with Tatum.
Nah, Tatum is really good, man. But it's just like his offense is so good. You just don't think of him as that, a really good defender. But he is. He really is. I don't know.
So I'm guessing Tatum wasn't the Celtic that made this list, Terry, that you were about to hit me to.
No, he was not. Tatum was not the guy. His other teammate actually was the guy. Marcus Smart was my number 2, bro. Marcus Smart, hands down. And in a way, it's like the head coach, I've got to give him credit, bro, because he was like, look, Marcus, stop shooting the fucking basketball and focus on defense, all right? It's over for this 10 shots a game. You're done with that. 9 or less, or I'm getting you off the court. And it seems like he listened because my man Marcus was doing his usual thing, but it just seemed like he was a little bit better this year, man. He cut down on fouls, just like you were saying about Robert Williams. Only 2 fouls a game for Marcus Smart, his crazy ass.
Yeah, that's wild.
And look up the stat because he's out there fouling. But I don't know. I guess
especially with all the like jostling on the box that he does with like bigger players on switches. Like I swear he defends power forwards as much as he does guards. And you'd imagine those type of situations, that even off just flopping with like the big guy flops when they throw that the entry pass, you're gonna get a foul game just off that from being in a guy's back. And he goes,
no, that's true. That is true.
That's impressive. That's a good stat, Terry.
No, that's beastly. But the number 1 guy for me, bro. I really, really, really wanted to go with Draymond, but he missed so many fucking games, so it was tough. But I'm gonna give it to the man you talked about earlier, bro. The big fella, 6'9", Bam. That man Bam was different. He was so different from Miami, and with Miami getting the number 1 seed in the East, and no one expected that. Nobody expected Miami to be the number 1 seed, especially if we're talking about Brooklyn, we're talking about Philly, and we're talking about the Bucks. Miami was 4th at best in our hearts and in our minds. Like, there's no way. We're like, nah. his defense alone, especially with the slow pace that Miami plays with, and they're seeing a lot of half-court sets. Bam's getting a lot of switches between him, Jimmy Butler. He's got to cover for Tyler Hero's horrible-ass defense. Got to cover for Duncan Robinson's horrible-ass defense. It's a lot of problems going on there in Miami defensively for some of those guards and wings. Bam covers up for that shit.
He's a firefighter.
Yeah.
He's hard hat in his tank, and he goes.
Nah, he does.
Hey.
Yeah, I respect him, man. He's strong. He holds up on some of the best centers, and he also holds up on some of the quicker guards on switches, like you said, with his defensive stats. I mean, dude's a beast. But also, I mean, Tatum, he might be one of those dudes next year, though. He might be, bro. Like, if his MVP, like, if he has another season but keeps on the scoring, like 31 a game, we might pay attention to that defense, too.
You might win MVP if you lead the league in defensive win shares and score 31 a game. We might be talking about him as MVP.
Definitely, man. But
so who was your third? Was your third Robert Williams?
Yeah, my third was Robert Williams. My second was Marcus Smart.
I didn't expect to have so much overlap. I did expect for you to have Marcus Smart. I didn't expect for you to diss Alex Caruso like you did.
He missed a lot of games.
Racial.
Nah, he missed a lot of games.
Facundo Campazzo either, Terry.
Nah, that's true. But also, like, Draymond was a fucking beast, though. And then, what's the other dude I was thinking about putting on this fucking shit? Mikal Bridges from the Suns also was a monster. Yeah. Mikal Bridges from the Suns is really good.
He was close on mine. He'll be on the top 5 list. He's a great team defender, but I just watched. He's too light in the ass, and bigger players can bully him.
Yeah, he is pretty small.
Like,
and then also someone you can't sleep on this year defensively, Jaren Jackson Jr. was putting in some defense, bro.
Oh, he was the last cut for me, Terry.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was the last cut. The reason I didn't put him on is he didn't even play 30 minutes a game this year.
Yeah.
He can't stay on the court with his fouling. He's a horrible fouler.
I mean, these top defenders, though, I mean, that's how it goes, man. You know?
And not for Marcus Smart.
But also, like, on that, when we were talking about
but yeah, I just thought he like part of playing defense and playing good defense is actually being on the court to play defense.
No, that's true. That is true. That's true.
And if you're out there 28 minutes a night, I don't know if I can make you my defensive player of the year.
That's true, bro. I give you that. I give you that. Also, Marcus Smart with the fouls. It's the least amount of fouls he's committed in his entire career.
Wow.
I was close to giving it to him, bro. I was close.
I wouldn't have believed that stat if, like, you had told me it was a fake stat. If you tell me now it's a fake stat, I'll believe it. The motherfucker was in the stands fouling fans when he was at Oklahoma State.
Yo, my man be fouling. He be fouling, bro.
He'll foul the cameramen, like arena employees, like everyone but the other team, I guess.
Yeah, man. He's great though.
He is great. Terry, I wish I could see you, but I guess I haven't unlocked you. Your camera's been disabled due to a slow internet.
You can't see me?
Nah, you've been off for about 3 minutes now.
What?
Yeah.
I'm on 99%, baby. I'm uploaded.
There you go. Now you're back.
There we go. I'm unlocked.
Hey,
how did they bounce?
I just had to beat that big white glove first.
Shout out Super Smash.
All right, man. Well, let's transition over to Sixth Man of the Year.
Sixth Man? All right. Wait. No, we didn't talk about Sixth Man. We talked about Most Improved.
All right, go ahead. Improved?
Oh, we did Most Improved, yeah.
Yeah, we did. There's going to be some overlap for some people. Not for me, Terry, okay? Because I have a discerning eye, and I don't just use these hot watch lists and the betting favorites and all that other type of stuff. Who scored the most off the bench?
All right. So go ahead. You started off then.
I'm playing fucking 7 deep chess. Or you're out here playing snakes and ladders, okay?
All right. You started off then.
All right. I'm going 1 to 3. I'm going reverse order on this.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm starting with my winner of Sixth Man of the Year.
Who that?
We just watched his brother throw up on the court in the national championship game.
Oh.
He was a heavily criticized draft pick by the Phoenix Suns.
He could shoot the ball, man.
He can defend. He can shoot the ball. He's finishing at the hoop, and he slotted right in as part of a big five out there in Phoenix when Chris Paul went down. Cameron Johnson.
Excellent pick. I love it.
Thank you, sir.
I love it.
He's tied with Desmond Bane for second in the NBA in three-point shooting. He also finishes at the rim at a 75% clip, Terry, which is first in the NBA. And he defends 2s, 3s, and 4s.
Outstanding.
Finally, he's improved as a playmaker and has a bottom three, turnover rate in the entire league. Basically, the guy plays winning basketball, Terry, and he's a big reason why the Suns won 65 games this season.
All right.
That's why he's my sixth man. I like guys who help teams win.
No, that's true.
That's
facts.
what I like.
I'll give you that. He's a beast.
So he wins it for me. Coming off the bench, sixth man of the year, number 2. It's going to be your guy, Tyler Hero. All right, we talked about MIP. He's leading the league in bench scoring, over 20 points a game. The Heat scored a top 5 rate in the NBA when Hero's on the floor and a bottom 10 rate when he's off it. So you can clearly see his impact on the defense. And by the way, he leads the team in crunch time scoring, clutch time scoring, all that type of stuff. No other bench player in the league can say that. Tyler Hero is the fulcrum of the Miami Heat's offense, and that's why he's my pick as number 2.
Number 2. He's going to win it. There's no doubt about it. He's winning it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's no conversation. Like, bro's going to win the shit. But we can keep going. But we know who's going to win the shit.
I mean, Cam Johnson should. Too bad more people don't have the 3-digit basketball IQ of your boy.
All right. Go ahead. Who's your number 3,
Johnson
man?
had a baby with Stephen Hawking. And then they aborted it.
All right, man. Who's your number 3?
Who was just sitting there like, what should we do with this? That's what I'm. So, yeah, that brings us to our number 3 player, Terry, for 6 man of the year voting. And, Terry, I will buy you a beer if you could guess this. You got 3 guesses.
You're number 3?
Yeah, I'll buy you a beer if you can guess this.
So, Garrett's number 3 for NBA 6 man of the year. All right. I think you're going to head for the Caucasus Mountains and give it to Kevin Love.
Ooh, Terry, I was right here with you. You had me at Caucasus Mountains. You lost me at Kevin Love.
Oh, man. It's not Kevin Love. Who is it then? Is it another white person?
It is another white person, Terry. But you probably forgot he was white or didn't think about him as a traditional white. His name is so nice you had to say it twice. Bogdan Bogdanović from my Atlanta Hawks.
You're crazy.
Terry, Bogey, wait a minute.
I knew you were going to pull one out the fucking hat. I knew you were going to pull a white rabbit out of your damn white hat. You son of a bitch. Go ahead, man. Give me the case.
What about? You know white rabbits can't hop all the way out of a top hat, Terry? You need that little stair boost like the wiener dogs.
Go ahead, man.
Bogdan Bogdanović, Terry, finished second in the NBA in points per game off the bench, behind Tyler Hero. 17.8. For all bench players and appeared at least 30 games, which he did after we traded Cam Reddish and reshuffled the rotation. Kevin Huerter stepped into the starting lineup. Bogdanović and Danilo Gallinari developed tremendous chemistry off the bench, Terry. And by the end of the year, Atlanta's bench had a better plus-minus than its starters. Most of this was due to Bogdan Bogdanović. That's why I got given the award, man. Second in bench scoring, and his bench had a better offense, better net rating than the starters, which included Trae Young, who became the first player since Tiny Archibald to lead the NBA in total points and assists. Come on, man. That's a bad man. I got to give it up. Bogey, my number 3 candidate.
All right. Should have called another homer pick coming in there. Should have called it. I fucked up.
You should have. I was trying to throw you an alley-oop. I really thought you were going to get it when you said the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah, I thought about. I didn't think about it. There's no way. I would have never thought about that shit. But so that's your 3. My 3 is a little different.
Oh, no thoughts? No thoughts on Bogey? Deserving, undeserving? Am I just?
Nah, he's not on the list, bro. Here's the thing about
the league and bench scoring, and you shouldn't be on the list.
No, they're in the 10th seed or the 9th seed. Where are they at? 9th seed in the East?
9th,
right?
8th, 9th.
Okay, yeah. 9th seed in the East, underachieving team, traded away Cam Reddish for him to play more minutes. No, you got to. If you were a 5 seed, maybe I'd think about it. You know, maybe be a bigger argument, but
Terry, I think you accidentally left Cam Reddish off your most improved player ballot.
Nah. Whatever, most not improved. Just give me the worst.
It's regression.
Yeah, the worst.
It's
the digression.
The Andrew Bynum Award.
The Bitcoin Plummet Award. He played like shit. Anyways, and shout out to Tom Thibodeau. Hopefully he gets fired. So, my number 3. Most improved. Oh, no, 6 man. For my 6 man, number 3, I had Cam Johnson. 3, I had Cam. Cam, fantastic season. Suns, if I'm not mistaken, tied for I think they're the 9th best record in NBA history. If you count, everyone ahead of them. Some of the teams had the tied records and stuff like that. So, 9th best record in NBA history, bro. Cam Johnson was a huge help for them off the bench, man. Good defender, solid defender. Oh, sneaky close to getting a 50, 40, 90 season this year.
Sneaky close to coming in at the number 2 spot on your rankings, despite the 50, 40, 90 season on a 65-win team. But, go ahead, Terry. Tell us more.
For these type of rewards, I like to reward winning, man. That's all I'm saying. But
not too much.
But it is an individual award. So I do have to take into account for player performances that are really well. That's all I got to say. My number 2 is actually your boy, Melton.
Oh.
From the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's a great pick.
Now, your boy, Melton.
Stop it.
With also a special consideration to Jordan Clarkson. Of course, he's a bucket getter out there in Utah, but Utah's record just fucking kept plummeting, dude. Like, absolutely plummeting. So, anyways, DeAnthony Melton.
I think both of us know that we're not going to put anyone from Utah on any of our end of the season awards. I got rid of that big Q-tip clogging up.
Nah. I could put Gobert like second team all defense or something like that, but we won't talk about that. Anyways, DeAnthony Melton, also another huge contributor.
Vaccination status.
What'd you say?
I said he's first team all vaccination status. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I keep interrupting you on Melton, which is only fitting because 99% of the people listening to this pod have no idea who DeAnthony Melton is. So
that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. So anyways, DeAnthony Melton, bro. Another one of those guys, a terrific two-way player. He's actually, I think, top 15 in steals, despite only playing 22 minutes a game. Averaged 10 points a game for Memphis. Ja Morant missed a decent amount of games, but he's a key factor in why, they stayed afloat. Also, you got to consider that Dylan Brooks didn't play a lot of games for Memphis. I think, actually, the exact number I don't know. He didn't play for a majority of the season. So, taking the fact that he was going for a lot of games, Morant was going for at least 23, 24, something like that. People got to step up, and he stepped up for them all season long, bro. I mean, what was their record without Ja again? Do you know it off the top of your head? 20 and 5?
Yep.
There you go. So, I mean, someone stepped up for them in a big way. Now, him and his defensive identity, he's a great defensive player, bro. He really is. He's getting 1.3 or 1.4 steals a game off the bench, 22 minutes. I'm giving it to him, bro. He played fantastic, man. And also, Memphis had the number 2 seed in the West, which was tough. The top teams in the West were really good. I got to give it to them. Even though I feel like the East is a better conference, but second place in the West still isn't something to sleep at. So I got DeAnthony Melton. Number 2.
I think that's a great pick, man. Great pick. Casuals don't know who he is, but he's a winning player. And
Yeah.
he's been this guy. He's always been a guy I'm like, why didn't he get more minutes? Like, I always wondered that. I wanted the Hawks to sign him in the offseason. He signed like a stupid low free agent deal. Like, it's worth like $4 or $3 million a year. Crazy.
Yeah.
By the Grizzlies. And a guy who definitely impacts winning, which again is always number one on my criteria.
He does. He's sneaky, bro. And for someone that's not a super tall guy, 4 rebounds a game. 6'2".
Yeah, I was about to say. And you'll catch him defending 3 sometimes. Like, he's a little scrappy motherfucker.
No, he's good. He's a winning player, bro. If you got a team full of him on the bench, you're gonna win a lot of games.
Great pick, Terry. All right, so number 1 is Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero,
right?
Easy. Yeah, without a
My
question.
white boys, but they're not in sync.
Yep,
that's the
he's
guy.
winning it. That's game.
He's definitely gonna win it. He's definitely gonna win it. All right, real quick, Terry, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year.
Got to be Monty Williams, bro. Like I said, 9th best record in NBA history. Monty Williams, not even a question. Phoenix destroyed everyone this year. Every single good team they played against, we were like, oh, here's a good matchup. And then Phoenix blows them out of the fucking water. Chris Paul's out for a quarter of the season. Still, best record in basketball by far.
Yeah.
Like, they were great, man.
I don't see any way that you could disagree unless you use your eyeballs to watch basketball the whole year. Because clearly Taylor Jenkins, the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, win this award. Finishing second in the Western Conference. People picked him to make the play-in, Terry. Ja Morant, the MVP, goes down for more than a quarter of the season.
You did.
20-5 without him. Bunch of unproven guys. No all-stars on the team before this year.
Gotcha.
And, a coach that didn't really have a lot of cachet. I think if you asked a sampling of NBA fans before the season if they knew who Taylor Jenkins was, 40% would say no amongst casual fans. And he's a guy that should definitely be at the top or near the top of everyone's list for this award and should be getting some recognition going forward.
Well, this is going to be a tough one, bro. But between those two guys, the one thing I'll say about Monty Williams is every single player that played on the team last year is better than they were. Every single dude that played for them last year is better. All their numbers are better. Their record is way better. The team is just better than they were last year. Like, and no one expected Phoenix to dominate the league like this. Not dominate, dude. They flat out ran through everyone, bro. Straight up. Like, this team was absolutely unstoppable, man. Even without Chris Paul, they were still good. And you can say the same shit for Memphis. Without Ja, Memphis
you could also say the same shit for Memphis. Every player on their team got better.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But
same shit. My third place guy, Terry,
Boston.
I feel bad. Yeah. Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy. Any other year, you would have won this as a rookie head coach. You know, I loved his approach with the team all year. He spent the first half of the year calling them all pussies, telling them they all need to toughen up after every game. Like, stop bitching, toughen up. We need more mental toughness. We need more physical toughness. We need grit. We need to stop complaining.
Yep.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy with no cachets coming in here telling Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Al Horford and all these guys,
sack up.
Yeah, sack up, you pussies. I was like, I don't know if you have the clout to necessarily make this happen.
I just thought those pussies would fold, honestly.
Derek White came in the building. He was like, nah, son, pussies get fucked, and that ain't us. And really, over the second course of the season, they've adopted that hard-nosed mentality. He moved Robert Williams to that rover spot. They've been a completely different team, and now they're not an easy out for anybody. In the midpoint of the season, I was like, I don't even know what the Celtics are. They're just a morass of moving parts that make no sense. And now they're also a beautiful team.
Because the year before, they struggled, man. Brad Stevens and them struggled, and I can see why Brad Stevens had to move on to, bigger and brighter horizons.
He's like, dude, I'm losing my hair. I'm still in my fucking 30s. He's like, Danny Ainge, move over, bro.
And honestly, the thing you would have never thought was to say that Boston is legitimately a second favorite in the East, like to go to the finals. And it doesn't sound insane to say it now. Like, they're a really good team.
Yep. All right.
So
we have the same top three, just different order.
Yeah.
No love for Chris Gent and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah. They They played well. A little bit better record, I would have given it to them. Shout out to the Nuggets as well, because you had no one except for Jokic. But Jokic is going to get all the credit.
Shout out to whoever coaches the Thunder, because I think you should win Coach of the Year for having to deal with this collection of nobodies the entire season. Terry, last night the Thunder played an entirely new starting five. None of these guys had ever started before. I'd never heard of any of them. To deal with an entire season of that, I think you should get nominated alone.
No, you should. And then also we'll give a consideration
that's actively trying to lose every game. It's like, I don't know, leave at night.
Bro, it's so weird. Like, the teams that suck, they still look good sometimes in stints. Like, this is why, like, it's a broader conversation, but, like, if you watch teams in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and, like, in the 90s, the teams that sucked, they suck. Like they're
the Tony Roten Pacers and the Bobcats, when they came to get Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Yeah, dude. Like
this is not watchable basketball. Like, I cannot put myself through this.
No. Early Sacramento Kings, fucking Vancouver Grizzlies team. Like, oh my God, dude.
Hey, don't you ever disrespect big country like that again.
But also two other names. The dude from Toronto. You know what I'm talking about. I can't.
Nick Nurse.
Him. Nick Nurse. And
he's going to be in the conversation every year.
Yeah. And if the Bulls didn't get a lot of injuries, Billy Donovan, dude. Billy Donovan. Hell of a season.
Same thing with the injuries. Wow, now I'm blanking on his name. Bernie Bickerstaff in Cleveland.
Yeah.
When Cleveland was, all the way up there before Jared Allen.
Yeah. Bro, this season, like, everyone just was great. Like, what the fuck? This was a great NBA season, dude.
Yeah. Everyone but Nathan Millen. All right.
These awards are tough. And Tom Thibodeau. Anyways.
And you see Frank Vogel, his comments or whatever, where the Lakers fired Frank Vogel on Twitter before they didn't even tell him. And then after the last game of the season, they're like, so what did you think about getting fired by the Lakers? And he was like, they haven't told me shit.
Hey, he didn't deserve anything. Everyone wants to hate on LeBron and blame him, but like this team was poorly coached. But nothing he can do about a bunch of old dudes, so old teams can play defense.
They give Tom Thibodeau the Frank Vogel treatment.
I was. But let's move on to greatness, man. Let's move on to greatness. There's two other awards left. All NBA. Wait, no, just All NBA. And then all defensive.
That's it,
if you want to do all defensive. No, we don't do all defensive, just All NBA.
All right. Are we starting with third team or first team? I think first team is the way to start, right?
Yeah, we start at the top.
Let's start at the top. You want to give yours first?
This will be interesting. Yeah, you ready?
So let me disclaimer this for people. The NBA insists on having positional designations for these players, but then allows some players to be listed as eligible at multiple spots, while some players not even being eligible at their correct position, like DeMar DeRozan, who's listed as a guard, despite playing power forward the entire season for the Chicago Bulls. So, that being said, the big hot button question was, are you going to be able to put Jokic and Embiid on the same first team? And the NBA solved this for us, making Jokic eligible as both a power forward and center. So,
are you serious?
Yep.
Oh, that is whack as fuck.
So with that information, Terry, I don't know if that changes your team at all, but go ahead and give me your All-NBA teams.
Hell no. I'm not switching these motherfuckers. I'm not doing it.
I like it. Give me your All-NBA first team, Terry.
First team, I think we'll have the same dudes unless you hit me with the bullshit. You're going against the historic NBA.
Yep, sure am.
So I got easily Jokic is my center, and I'm not doing the Embiid shit. Jokic is the center. Giannis.
Whoa. Stop the presses.
What?
So you voted Embiid as the MVP, but then did not make him the first team center over Jokic.
It's different for me. It's different.
But the MVP doesn't get on first team All NBA.
Hey, I'm all about narratives, baby. Hey, I'm all about narratives, baby, over here.
Hey, I think you just made the most compelling argument against yourself that you could possibly make, Terry. Go ahead with your team. You shot me with that one. I didn't see the first one coming off top.
I'm all about narratives, baby. But Jokic, I got to give it to him. 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 500 assists, and 100 steals. Nobody's ever done that in the NBA history. Good job, Jokic. You deserve first team, but not MVP. That's all I'm saying.
Hey. All right, who's the power forward, Terry?
Giannis is the power forward. Sorry, Embiid. You're a center. You're on the second team. Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, and Devin Booker. We should have the same five, unless you just switched out the big man. That's
we don't.
Guards?
We got the same guards, but
okay.
Terry, listen, the two best players in the league, the three best players are Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. And I'm not sure what position you want to call Giannis and Jokic, but it's not anything I've seen. So all these dumbass, they're a power forward type of stuff. Jokic doesn't remind me of Kevin McHale any more than Giannis reminds me of Rashard Lewis. So if they make him eligible at the 4, I'll put him there. I want the best players on the court on my All-NBA team.
But who's the 4, though? Who's the best center?
Jokic is the 4.
Oh, so that means Embiid's the best center in the league.
Wait a minute. Jokic, we called Lamar Odom a 4 the entire time he was in the NBA. Is Jokic's game any different than Lamar Odom's except being better at everything?
I
got him.
It's similar, but it ain't that similar. Lamar Odom just can't shoot like Jokic. That's all I'll say. And look at the free throw percentages, and then we can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I said Jokic's better at everything. But that style of player, we usually call that.
Hold on. Wait a second. So Steph Curry and fucking Patrick Beverly, similar players except for Steph Curry's better at everything. That's what we're doing. We're just making like dumbass fucking similarities. That's what they're the same. They're basketball players, but this guy just averages double of everything the other guy did.
It's archetypes, Terry. It's the way that they impact the game, right? You know, Lamar Odom playing power forward, had the ball in his hands, passing, dribbling, creating for others. Very similar to Jokic. Operate out of the post. Not as good at it as Jokic. I'm saying how Jokic was used, Terry, this season as a center has historical precedent for being considered as a power forward. That is my point. Is Jokic a power forward? No. But he is on this All-NBA team.
So you got Embiid as the best center in the game. That's what I'm telling you.
I got Embiid, I got Jokic, I got Giannis, I got Booker, and I got Luka on my first team. Jason Tatum, you finished in my top 5 voting for MVP. Like Terry, my MVP and my All-NBA list are not the same.
Wow.
I think Booker, the way I recognize Tatum is through the MVP ballot. Booker deserves to be first team All-NBA for the 65 wins. You just can't win 65 games and not be first team All-NBA as an All-Star.
Yeah, I got you.
It's just a fucking so you're on there.
So if I ask you a quick question, you think, and I think I probably already know the answer to the shit, but how do you think the voting's actually going to go for first team? You think they're going to hit Jokic and Embiid since they changed up the position shit?
I think it's going to split the votes and fuck one of them.
Okay.
Because there's going to be some people who do it like I do, and there are going to be some people who do it the traditional way like you do. And it's going to end up fucking one of them. But
my thing is, like, I get that the game is positionless and shit, but center is not some interchangeable shit. Like, it's just not. Like, Embiid and Jokic.
Jokic could damn well also be called a point guard. Like, he brings the ball up to court. He leads the team in assists. So
he does, but he's still a center.
He's a point guard on offense and a center on defense. Like,
he's still a center. I mean, he dribbles, but he's still a center, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, I know what to tell you. This is what Jalen Rose once told me. Positions were created so a novice can follow the game.
I got you.
And here I am talking to a goddamn novice about all NBA.
Hey, you ready to go new age? I feel it. But Tatum gets the boot.
He gets the boot onto my second team. So, Terry, I'll give you my second team then. All right.
Go ahead. Snake draft.
Yeah, I like that. So, my guards are Steph and Ja. Kevin Durant and Tatum are my wings. And Bam is my center.
Wow. Yeah, you're letting too many centers onto this All NBA.
No, somebody's second in my Defensive Player of the Year voting.
Bam's sneaking on as second team.
Yes, you voted him as the Defensive Player of the Year, Terry. What are you talking about,
bro?
Miami is the best record in the East.
There's a center. There's a center that's better than him. You know it. And I know
wow.
There's a center.
Third team. He's third.
There's a center. Come on. All right, go ahead.
The guy who's going to get strapped up in a plane against the Clippers? Are you talking
that
about?
Don't mean shit. Look, if Jokic wins the fucking MVP and then they get knocked out the first round, that don't matter.
The guy that Jimmy Butler took the concessions manager, the cheerleader, and the mascot and beat him 5-on-5 in practice? Are you talking about that guy?
Hey, third best center to me, but, we ain't going to say no names. We ain't going to say no names.
Nah, it's time to go ahead, Terry, and say names. You have Karl Anthony Towns as your second team All-NBA center.
I'm not saying that. He's third team.
Oh, I forgot because Embiid is second team despite winning MVP. Yes, that's right, Terry. Continue.
But Cat was the third best center this year. I'm just saying.
Hey,
but,
you're an offense first guy. I'm a defense first guy.
I'm not offense first. I just like centers.
19 points a game and win Defensive Player of the Year. You're making my All-NBA team over a guy who hasn't done shit besides score. Sorry.
All right. That's cool.
We'll see who gets farther in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So what's your second team, Terry?
So you named all your guys. You said Steph, Ja, Tatum,
KD, Bam.
KD, and Bam. Interesting, brother. Interesting. All right. Well, you ready for this one? Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, bitch. I'm ready.
So my second team All-NBA, the official ballot, Joel Embiid. We're not doing this new age bullshit. You all can suck me off. Joel Embiid is my center. DeMar DeRozan is my forward because he played forward, and I don't care what they listed him. I know what position he played. He played small forward. All right, so I'm getting him as my small forward. Reluctantly, I'm going Kevin Durant. He missed a lot of games. I thought about third team, but it really wasn't another forward I can sneak back on for second team. LeBron's team was just so bad. I just couldn't do it.
Plus, let's be honest, KD, he did play 55 games. He got to, the threshold that, no one's ever made this without playing less than 55.
Yeah.
But the Nets would have been horrible without Kevin Durant. Let's be honest. They would be one of the worst teams in the league if they just had James Harden or Kyrie Irving in that roster. If Kevin Durant decided to pull a Ben Simmons and sit out because his ego was hurt and let Kyrie carry the team,
you're right.
They're worse than the Kings.
You're right. And also, when you look at all the forwards in the NBA, that shit drops significantly after KD, LeBron. I mean, DeRozan plays forward, but really he's a guard.
Right. You're like, wait, am I going to put Julius Randle or Pascal Siakam on my fucking All-NBA team?
Or Paul George? I know. Exactly. He played 30 games. I still looked at him like, Anyways. Anyway, so I had Jokic, not Jokic. I had Embiid, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant, Ja Morant, and it's a big surprise for you, buddy. Go ahead and give me the noise.
For me.
Trae Young.
He's a bad man.
Trae Young deserved it, bro. Really, let's think about it. Let's have a conversation between him and Steph Curry.
Oh man, is it getting cold in here, Terry? Did you turn the AC
on? Yeah, maybe. But between him and Trae Young and Steph Curry, Trae Young's got more points. Trae Young's got more assists. Trae Young's a better fucking player, bro, this year. He was. Without Trae Young, Hawks, worst team in the league. It's not even a conversation. Who's going to play point guard for that Atlanta Hawks team? You needed every single point that he gave you this year. And you know the numbers. What was it, 28 a game? 29?
Yeah, 28 point something. led the league, first player since Tiny Archibald to lead the league in points and assists.
I mean, dude's a fucking beast, bro. Like, without him, y'all are nothing. And the Warriors, without Steph, they stayed afloat. They're still a 500 team without Steph, I believe. If you have Draymond peaked up, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole playing the way he played, and all the other pieces that fit in between that team, they're a 500 team. Without Trae Young, the Hawks are a 20-win team, maybe 25. Like, no. It's not even a question for me, bro. Trae Young had a better season. Steph got hurt for a decent amount of the season. Trae Young played, 76 games. Like, I got to give it to him.
Yeah, Trae doesn't miss games, man. His whole career, he's only like 10 games total.
Yeah. If that. He balled out for me, bro. I had to reward him, man. 28.4 points a game and 9.7 assists. And also, he gave me almost 4 rebounds for a guy that's 5'7", at best, probably.
Yeah. Crazy. He averaged more rebounds than DeAndre Hunter.
He sent me that stat about DeAndre, and that was crazy. But that's just my little case. I mean,
well, listen, man, you're not going to hear me as a Hawks fan arguing too much against you putting Trae Young on All NBA. But
I was actually surprised you didn't put him on there. But
the reason I put Steph over him is the winning. The Hawks finished as the 9th best team in the Eastern Conference, and the Warriors, I don't know what they finished, 4th, 5th, something like that, 3rd.
3rd, I believe.
Yeah, they finished 3rd in the West. And the biggest separator for me has been defensively. Steph Curry, his
win shares are crazy.
Been a positive defender. Trae Young is the worst defender in the entire NBA, and it's not close.
You think he's the worst?
The worst.
By the whole league?
And all the defensive statistics bear this out as well, that he's the worst.
Have you seen Lou Williams play defense?
Yeah, he doesn't have enough minutes to qualify.
Have you seen Jordan Clarkson play defense?
Yeah, he's also 6'5". Trae Young, Trae Young also does this thing on defense where he takes a shot and then talks to the referee after he misses it, and then he jogs back down to court and has to now guard a center, and then he goes to tell somebody else to go take the center, and then he just doesn't guard anybody, and they shoot a wide open 3, and it happens 14 times a game.
Hey, look, I hear all that, and you're always going to be too critical when it comes in terms of giving you an argument. Like, you turn cynical, even though you love your boys.
No, I love them, but their stats.
It's not a great season.
Statistics are a record of events that happen in life. All right?
Yeah, I got you.
Statistic for Trae Young that's even more eye-popping to me than leading the league in points and assists. He is 2nd overall in offensive Raptor to Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
He is dead last in defensive Raptor.
That's cool. Hey, 43 wins. Still had a nice positive record, bro. If the East wasn't as good as it was this year, Brooklyn is the 8th seed. Just remember that. And Kyrie barely played, yeah. James Harden barely played. KD barely played, but it's still a deep
no one is more qualified than I to talk about Trae Young on the All-NBA team. I watched at least 30 Hawks games this season. I've seen the highs, the lows, and everything in between. But at the end of the day, Terry, I'm consistent in what's important to me, which is playing winning basketball, which Steph Curry did more frequently this season than Trae Young. That's why he's on my 2nd team.
Better shooting percentage, too. Steph only shot 43% this year, and he slumped crazy from the 3. This is
2 sides of the court, bro.
This is one of his
court. Listen, if Trae Young can just find a way to be an average to below average defensive player, he'll be a top 5 player in the league. But you cannot be the absolute worst player in the entire league.
Steph Curry's PR is only 21. Trae Young's 26.
Defense.
I don't know, man. He just was so good offensively.
Better offensive player? Absolutely.
This year, he was a better offensive player.
That's what I'm saying. This year was Trae Young a better offensive player? Absolutely.
I didn't want you to get carried away.
But the Warriors had a top 5 defense, and a big part of that was because Steph Curry not out here doing shit like Trae Young, demanding switches onto centers and then not guarding them.
I got you. But let me say one thing. All Steph Curry has to do is try, because the rest of his team is really good at defense. All right, that's all I'm saying.
He also knows his rotations. He's not completely lost. And when he's out there, the team actually has a set rotation where they know, oh, this guy takes him, I take him. This Trae Young switch on to different people every possession, and so nobody knows where to go. It's just scramble drill every time because of his laziness. I love him on offense. Love him, love him, love him. He's, a top 3 offensive force in the NBA, I would say. But
I got you.
God damn, can you not be the worst player in the league on defense?
Hey, man, Steph had a bad year. I got to give him third team. That's
all right. All right. Well, give me your third team then, Terry.
All right. Third team, Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Pascal, Bam, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Putting 2 centers on the team after you did all that talking, Terry. Hey, you know what? I'm just happy you didn't put Cat over Bam because that's what it made it sound like you were about to do. And I was like, you were high off your ass if you're doing that, son.
I was just
the situation. You took advantage of the fact that the NBA lists players in multiple spots that they don't play, and you snuck them in. Kudos to you.
I was just setting you up for the troll. I knew what I had. I was just fucking with you. But yeah, so Chris Paul, Suns were absolutely fantastic. He deserved it, even though he missed a decent amount of games. Steph Curry, like I said, had a down year.
Can I also tell you what Chris Paul missed?
What did he miss?
My All-NBA team.
Oh, my God.
Coming from one of the biggest Chris Paul stands this side of Mississippi.
Bro.
Make my team.
The 9th best record in NBA history, bro?
He missed too many games.
Who's making it over him?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Terry. He is a name.
Zach LaVine?
Oh, not quite. Similar complexion, shorter in stature.
No, Fred VanVleet?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Fred
hell no.
That's who makes my third All-NBA team. He was top 7 in almost every defensive metric that didn't include protecting the rim. He scored 20 points a game. He's top 10 in assists. He's not bad at anything. He was the best player. He's the best player on the Raptors this season. He led them to a top 5 finish in the Eastern Conference when most people couldn't name their starting 5. He's a two-way guy, Terry, and he played almost every game for them. Fred VanVleet, first-time All-Star this year. Also, first time making my All-NBA team.
Wow, bro. You know what? Fuck it. He had a good season, but Chris Paul, that's egregious, man. I think their record was just too good and they were too dominant when he was on the roster.
25, 30 more games than somebody, that matters to me.
How many games did Chris Paul play?
Like 45 games.
He had to play 50 games, right?
Go look it up.
He had to have played 50 games. Give me 3 seconds.
Right.
Chris Paul, 65 games, my guy.
Did he really?
65 games, Garrett.
Is that true?
Yeah, you're wilding.
Is that really true?
Yes, you're wilding.
Terry, I'd like to retract.
You're tweaking. You tweaked on that one.
No,
you did.
I'm not tweaking.
Oh, you tweaked.
14.7 points a game. That's all NBA to you, Terry. Fred VanVleet's giving me 20 with the same caliber of defense, and he also doesn't have a guy like Devin Booker to come help him run the show. He's got a rookie in Scotty Barnes who's doing the secondary playmaking for them.
I don't know, man.
That's a tough one. I agonize over Chris Paul, but I'm not going to lie. I thought he missed a lot more games than he did. Just being transparent here. And
yeah.
I'm not putting you on All-NBA averaging 14 points a game. I'm just not doing it.
Ah, man, that's...
You out here putting up Jeff Teague numbers. I'm sorry. I know you're a winning player, but that's not All-NBA caliber, sir.
I think, honestly, we've been doing this for 3 years. This is probably the worst one you've ever done. Just that. Because
you killed me for putting him on All-NBA when he scored 19 points a game. And you're like, oh, we're not even getting 20 a game? That's the point guard, All-NBA? And now you come around out here and put him on with 14 points a game?
Look at the dominance of the team. What do you want me to do?
This is not a team award. It's an individual recognition.
He dominated too. He was dominant. He's got 10 assists again. He played the same amount of games as Fred VanVleet. And you cannot tell me that Fred VanVleet's impact is bigger than Chris Paul's impact for his team, dude.
I can.
You cannot tell me that.
I can and I will know because he got the Raptors to a top 5 seed, man.
He didn't do it by himself. Pascal Siakam was a very good player for them too.
Didn't even make an all-star team. Didn't even come
close to
making an all-star team.
He was all NBA this year?
Yeah, Chris Paul have MVP candidate on his team.
Come on.
Compare Pascal Siakam to Devin Booker? Is that what we're doing?
Bro, you wilding, bro. 6 assists, though. That's what we're doing.
14 points? That's what we're doing? We could do this all day, Terry.
So 6 more points way more valuable than 4 more assists? And it was 10.7 assists, too. So I could say 11.
Oh, you going to round it up now.
I'm just saying.
Did he even qualify for the league leaders in assists?
He played 65 games. Yes, he fucking did. Are you crazy? You thought he played 40 games.
He played.
You made a mistake.
He played 6 games.
Bro, you can't double down and then you were about to fucking change your mind.
But then I doubled down. I saw the 14, Terry. I saw the 14. I can't do it. Listen, I can't do 14 points a game, bro. I know you led the league in assists. I'm sorry.
Fred VanVleet shot 40% from the field.
Yeah,
Chris Paul shot 46% from the field.
Yeah, he's gone.
Come on, bro. Nah, you put it on there.
No. Hey,
we're taking
Terry, clip this.
Give me your ballot.
Flip this.
Give me your ballot. Give it back.
This is why I filled mine in with mechanical pencil, not with pen, Terry. Okay? It turns out all that talk about playing 7D chess was a little bit overblown. What I will say is this. I clearly made a mistake by putting Fred VanVleet on that list over Chris Paul.
Wow,
Terry, you convinced me. You talked me into it. There's something about 14 points a game that just seems wrong, though. It's something about that just seems not right. And I know your team had a great year, but it just feels wrong to put 14 points a game on all NBA. That doesn't jive with me.
To be honest with you, though, when you really evaluate all the guards left, there's not really a case for them. There isn't. Over Chris Paul.
Fuck, you could put Dejounte Murray. You know, led the league in steals, led the league in deflections, made the playoffs, 20 points a game. Damn near.
They didn't make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs. They're in the play-in. They're not in the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, they didn't make the playoffs. I can't give it to them. I know 14 points is low. 14.7 is low. But his shooter percentage is still high. His free throw percentage is still high. Still getting a decent amount of steals. League leader in assists.
Remember, Terry, you know what, Terry? Stop the presses. I'm revising my whole team. I'm making my third selection for my third team point guard. And it's not VanVleet, and it's not Chris Paul. And I should be kind of ashamed of myself, to be honest.
You didn't put Trae Young on there, did you?
No, I did. It's Donovan Mitchell.
Nah, I can't go for Donovan this year, bro. 6 seed, can't do it.
I'm going for Donovan Mitchell. Mike Conley's falling off a cliff. Rudy Gobert can't even anchor a top 12 defense.
Come on.
What? They're not even a top 10 defense, Terry.
5th seed, my bad.
What's the record, though?
49 wins.
Yeah, that's like right in line with the Raptors. So I feel much better about Donovan Mitchell than I do Fred VanVleet. Terry, he's my final pick for that guard spot. So my third team then, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, DeMar DeRozan, and the big cat himself. Carl.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I fucked up.
Yeah, you left LeBron off your team, dumbass.
Nah, no LeBron. No LeBron. I can't. He only played 50.
All right. Go ahead and throw your list out. You want to tell me about throwing my list out? You want to put 14 points a game, Chris Paul on there, but not LeBron, who is second in the league in scoring?
if you think about it.
So those 4 assists are more valuable than 16 points a game, huh?
Hold on.
All right, it was each basket, each assist a 4-pointer?
Hear me out. All right. And I think this is going to be a legitimate argument. Name one bad player who scored 30 a game that made a third team and didn't make the playoffs, though. Like,
sorry, did you just call LeBron James a bad player?
Good player, bad team. That's what I
mean. All right.
Rewind.
Listen. Dip. Tracy McGrady. Thank you. All right. See you later.
No, listen.
Allen Iverson. Thank you. See you later.
No, listen. What? They made the playoffs. The Sixers all the time. What did they miss?
The Sixers? I'm talking about the year that he went to the Nuggets.
They've made the playoffs.
No, after the Chauncey year.
You talking about was he? Yeah, they made the playoffs.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, I mean T-Mac scored.
T-Mac on a team. I don't know. Elton Brand?
No, T-Mac scored 33. Come on now, that's high in the 2000s.
Who scored? Oh, I'll tell you who scored a bunch on a
Boogie.
Team. Huh?
Boogie, probably Boogie.
Bean.
Oh, but he's historically great in his prime.
Yeah, Smush Parker. And LeBron put up Bean numbers in year 37, and you're not going to put him on there? You put Kobe on there when he was on an awful team, scoring a bunch of numbers for the same team, same franchise.
I did, but listen, when you're favored or second favorite.
By who? Not by me.
Las Vegas.
What'd I tell you?
Vegas put the odds out there, right?
If you expect a different level of domination that we've never seen before. But if you were like me and you expected that Russell Westbrook would lead the NBA in missed threes, I don't think it comes as too big of a surprise.
They were a top 2 favorite to win the championship. And I know it's LeBron James, the second best player in NBA history, but they didn't make the playoffs, and there's a play-in in which they added a 9th and 10th seed for you to make the playoffs. And they didn't even get that. You lost out to fucking New Orleans and San Antonio. I can't do it. With no Zion.
I just want to remind you that you did put Pascal Siakam on this list. I did. Want to take a second to remind you of that.
I did.
Okay. I think just take a minute and breathe, all right?
Reward and winning.
You may need to revise your pick just like I did with Van Vliet. I think.
Yeah, but you still didn't pick Chris Paul.
It's calculation. LeBron James is second in the NBA in scoring this year. He's 37 years old.
No, he's not. He's not second in scoring because he wasn't eligible because he didn't play enough games. LeBron James was not in the top anything.
Still eligible. He was still second in scoring. He just wasn't eligible for the scoring title, Terry.
Ooh. If you're not eligible for the scoring title, you shouldn't be eligible for scoring at all. You didn't play enough games.
You shouldn't be eligible for all NBA is what you're arguing. So you're leaving LeBron off because he didn't play enough games, not because his team sucked. Which one is it, Terry?
You were about to leave Chris Paul off because you thought he didn't play enough games.
Yeah, he scored 14 points a game. LeBron scored 30, Terry. 30.
At least Chris Paul led the league in something. Come on now. He led the league in something. LeBron led the league in nothing.
Terry.
And defensively, LeBron.
Terry, even if all of Chris Paul's assists were three-pointers, he still would not contribute as many points per game as LeBron James does.
Was LeBron atrocious at defense this year?
Huh?
Was LeBron atrocious at defense this year? Yes or no?
Who wasn't on the Lakers?
Come on now. Come on. Answer the question.
Who wasn't horrible on defense on the Lakers, Terry?
Answer the question. I'm making a case. Was LeBron atrocious on defense or not?
Terrible.
All right, then. He's a one-way player on a losing team that didn't make the playoffs.
He's dark-skinned Trae Young.
Now, listen to me.
You already made the case for Trae Young. Don't shrink off now that LeBron's doing the same shit.
Yeah, but Trae Young got assists, too. LeBron just has points.
No, he doesn't. He's averaging
6 rebounds.
Assists.
He didn't get 7. He got did he? Was it 7.2?
Yeah.
Did he sneak it?
Yes.
No, he didn't. 6.2. He did not sneak it.
Fuck out of here.
6.2 assists.
Still
30 points. I didn't put him on my third team. That was you.
Still more than Pascal Siakam.
Bro, was it though?
Yeah, go check the tape.
Now, 6.2 assists for your boy Bron, which is my favorite player of all time. I bet Pascal was close.
I bet he was 4.3.
5.3.
See?
22, 8, 5. Hold on. Whole block, whole steal? Wait a minute. Talk to me now. Talk to me nice. 1 whole steal. Oh, you bitch. Half a block.
You know you're wrong. Close. You know you're doing wrong. You're doing wrong, and you know it, Terry.
And I don't think I'm too crazy in
Listen,
doing
man,
it.
Don't throw a stone and hide your hand now, okay? You did it. You left LeBron off All-NBA when he scored more than any player ever at the historic age of 37.
But I didn't flip. I didn't flip-flop.
For a guy that scored 14 points a game. So
I didn't flip-flop. You flip-flop, and then you were like, no, you doubled down. I'm not doing that.
Terry, I'm a politician, okay? This is what we do. We flip-flop, then we double down. Then I'll say I doubled down from the beginning, okay? Look, this is what we do. I'm playing 7D chess.
Bron, you had a fantastic record for consecutive All-NBAs, but I can't do it.
Well,
I can't.
LeBron and Butler both not making your All-NBA team in favor of guys like Pascal Siakam.
Beast.
He wasn't even the best player on his own team. Just ridiculous. But
that's not his fault. Forwards, man. What am I supposed to do?
Even the second best player on his team, Scotty Barnes, is better than him too. And he plays the same position as him. It's ridiculous. He's not even first team forward on his own goddamn.
Listen to me. So one season, this is what we're going to do since we switched all the positions. So for one season, if every single fucking center in the league is a top 5, that's what we're going to do? There's fucking Cat, Bam, Jokic, Embiid,
if they
Giannis.
make those motherfuckers eligible at point guard, I'll put them there. I swear to you. If they make Terry, I'm not even joking with this. If they made Jokic eligible at point guard, I would vote him my first team point guard. That's not a joke. He's top 5 in the league in assists. He brings the ball up the court. He leads them in fast break situations.
No, you're right. All right, we've gone too long. LeBron, I'm sorry, but I can't give it to you. I can't.
Hater. Lay on the ground, LeBron. You have been robbed. Well, Terry, this was an unpredictable. It was astounding. At times, completely clueless episode of the Habitual Line-Steppers podcast.
Amazing season.
Me insisting that Chris Paul played 28 games, or it was you insisting that Pascal Siakam is better than LeBron James. We both definitely stepped across the line today, sir.
More deserving.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for listening to the podcast. Please make sure to give us a like, drop a comment or whatnot. Check out my new article on how Hubert Davis has transformed UNC basketball from grit and grind to grit and grace. Tomorrow at www.thehLspod.com. I have that coming out. So if you're a Carolina fan, that's a good read for you. And last but not least, review us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, all that shit, man. North Carolina, continue to stand up.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.